Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a very important question that someone has asked me regarding their twin flame ascension journey, their inner work journey. So I was asked that why is the inner work not working after putting so much efforts and after putting so much time, or for some people waiting also, they have waited patiently for the person. In some cases, I would say they have externally also forgiven, like they have physically stopped stalking or talking, or physically they are not doing much now, like they're not checking that person out, but still they feel that after all this dedication and devotion, the inner work is not giving them the fruits that they were expecting. So why is that happening? And that's happening purely because of one reason. Actually, there are 2-3 reasons. So let me first give you the first reason. The first reason is that there is still not mental detachment happening. So physically, people stop taking certain actions and they stop behaving in certain ways. However, mentally, the same behavior pattern is still going on. In their minds or in their heads, they are still imagining or fantasizing or feeling angry. So you must have noticed when we change things inside of us, or like when on a certain day you are completely detached, on a certain day you have made a certain decision, a very strong decision, you see that something happens in the physical reality. It could be some kind of synchronicity, it could be epiphany, or it could be something actually happening, like someone approaching you or talking to you or presenting you with something, or you taking some step without any fear or without any hesitation. You become very powerful and strong. That's happening because inside your heart you don't care anymore. So there has to be a balance of inner and outer. So that is number one thing. So whatever you're doing or thinking about in the physical reality, the same thing should happen in the mental world. So when your kathni and your karni, your words, your speech and your action become same, you can become a Tathagat. A Tathagat is a person who sees the reality as it is, without adding anything to it, without subtracting anything from it. When you start living in this way, you will automatically realize that your inner work will start giving the fruits that you're looking for in your twin flame ascension journey. Becoming too ritualistic or doing the practice in an incorrect way. Inner work has to be done properly, and number two, you have to do it in a focused way. So, a lot of people are doing inner work. I see them doing inner work, but they are doing it only because it's a ritual for them. So I have to do, for example, somebody thinks I have to do 20,000 chants of Ram Nam today. That is my resolution, or that is something that I'm supposed to do. That is what I have decided to do. So now, in order to complete it, they are just doing it in a very karam kand way, like in a very ritualistic way. They are just doing it to complete the numbers. So when you do anything to complete the numbers, and this is not only going to happen in chanting, even in meditation. People say that, okay, I need to sit in meditation for 30 minutes. So they are just sitting still, but their mind is going into all sorts of directions and all sorts of thoughts. So there's one very funny episode that a teacher had once shared with me. There was this guy who could sit in deep meditation for a long time. So everyone was surprised with his meditation. The way this person was sitting and meditating, it became like a shock and surprise for a lot of people. Finally, the teacher asked him, like, how are you able to sit for that long? So he said, it's very simple. Every time I'm sitting in meditation, I just imagine my girlfriend, and we both go to this place in Nepal. There's a park called Ratna Park. So we both go to Ratna Park in my imagination, and we both spend good time over there. We talk, we hang out. So he had basically figured out a way, a mental trick to imagine certain things and stay in that positive imagination or that happy imagination and fantasize about it while sitting still. So yes, you can develop certain tools wherein your body can remain still, whereas your mind may not be that still. And it happens in real life also. We see a lot of people who don't talk much. They're very quiet and they don't speak at all, and it's considered to be a good thing to remain quiet and remain still and do some kind of verbal, you can say, taking breaks verbally, not talking so much to people around. However, mentally, those people are overthinkers. They're constantly thinking about everything, and many a times they have very angry thoughts also. So, these angry thoughts or these envious thoughts, or if not angry, envious, just random thoughts, overthinking, over talking mentally, that also leads to an addictive pattern, because some people start enjoying this a lot. They start enjoying talking to themselves a lot. So we are not saying that don't enjoy hanging out with your own self. Solitude is great. But when you have some kind of mental practice, if it comes to just enjoying solitude, that is also a level that everyone needs to reach to. But then your thoughts become positive, and your thought becomes more of gratitude, and your thoughts become more of thanksgiving, your thoughts become more of union and synchronicity and acceptance, then it's a different thing altogether. Then you'll never have this problem of inner work not giving you the right fruits, or you're unhappy. That will not enter your mental space. You'll only have these problems when in your mind, you are constantly thinking about negative things, and you're not letting go of certain negative patterns. When you're constantly stuck with those negative patterns and mental behaviors, it will create some kind of agony and misery and suffering, and it will also make you feel that your inner work is not leading you to wherever you want to go to. This is number 2. So when you practice, you need to practice with your breath. You need to practice with your breath, and you need to practice with your third eye chakra, your Ajna chakra. So even if you do it very less, even if you do it few times, but if you do it with a pure heart, there are some people who don't do it too much. They don't have a typical ritual. Sometimes they don't even keep any as such resolutions, but their practice is going very smooth, because when they do it, when they're sitting and doing certain things, they are doing it fully. So when we do open eye meditation, or when we are constantly living our lives and doing our karma yoga, at that time also what they are saying is that you keep doing your work. You're washing utensils, or you're plowing the garden, or you're walking somewhere, or you're doing certain type of work or certain type of chore, but in your mind you should be 100% focused into the sound of the source, the connection of the source. You need to be integrated with the source, and when you do that, you will actually be happy wherever you are. You'll be enjoying. When talking to people, you will enjoy, because you will be grateful for just being there in the existence. You will automatically become a contributor. Everything about you would be about contribution, and you'll become a natural expression of source, like all the other natural beings are. Some of them don't even have that mindset or the mind of their own. It is actually nature that has completely taken over. So technically speaking, all nature beings are continuously with source. But human beings are facing this problem because human beings are very desire oriented, and most of their desires are materialistic. And then there are some of the people who have done certain materialistic achievements. They are in narcissistic energies, they are quite enabled, but they are spreading the disease by showing off. So the higher people go in the materialistic Maya Nagari reality, the better they become in showing off. Sometimes they are going to praise someone else who's very successful, and they will say, okay, I am associated with so and so person who's very successful in the materialistic reality, and this is how they chose me, or this is how our dealing happened. And very cleverly, while doing so, they will end up praising themselves also. Even in the spiritual world, this happens a lot. The people are praising God, but while praising God, they are praising God in such a way that they end up praising themselves. It's not about enjoying the connection you have with God. It's not about enjoying your solitude. It's about showing off how great you are. So when we all make these mistakes, the problems are seen by us only. The third biggest problem is when we are trying to shift the blame. Now, if you look at the Twinflame Ascension community online, and if you watch a lot of readings also, you watch a lot of content also, most of the content you see is quite enabling. It is all about praising you. Whosoever is listening, the listener feels like, I am so amazing, I am so chill, I am so this and I am so that. It's good to be positive, but sometimes this false enabling, false narration also kind of creates a problem within us, because deep inside you're unhappy, and anybody who's listening to it is probably unhappy. But in the outside, these content creators are saying you are this, you are that, you are the greatest, you are the brightest, and everybody is jealous of you, and everybody is just not understanding you because you are amazing, blah blah blah. I mean, as I said, there's always a thin line in how the content is created, but most of what I saw online, I felt that people are getting enabled in such a way that people are not working on their flaws. They are so away from working on the flaws. And actually, this whole journey starts working out much better when we look at our own selves. So if I am angry on you, I should look at my own self as to why am I angry. Now, what action you take is a different thing altogether, but inside, as I said, mentally, in your inner world, you can seek forgiveness and you can forgive that person. And when you do so, when you actually forgive that person and you have no animosity, you have only love for that person, then whatever action you will take outside, even though it may be opposite of pampering that person or caring for that person or going to that person, even if you do the opposite of it, like you're not talking to that person, or you draw a line, or you create a boundary, you will see that it will be the best decision for you both. Because in some cases there is a certain amount of physical separation which is required, and one has to set up a boundary. But deep inside your heart you have love, and you're not going to think about that person every time. In fact, you'll think about that person, it's not going to be an angry thought, it's going to be a thought like, okay, my friend needs my prayers, or whosoever it is that you are feeling about needs some prayers, or they need some positive energy, or maybe they just need time and space. They'll figure it out when their time is right. They will figure it out in due course of time. Those type of thoughts will enter your mind, and you will be very chill. You will be busy doing your own things, and that is also being in union. Union is not a physical thing. Union cannot be defined by a physical association. So this is why I spoke about the content that is being watched by a lot of people, and they're getting confused. So if you have landed here, it is not by coincidence. You've landed here, and you can thank God for it. And I'm also very thankful that I'm able to speak about this. Sometimes we look at other people and we feel that the other person is in union, or the other person is doing well. I mean, their spiritual ascension journey is doing wonders on them, but mine is not. We feel like that because we're looking at their physical reality, or whatever they're projecting, or whatever they're presenting to the world. We don't know what's happening inside their heart or inside their life, or whatever they're going through. We don't know about that. So we just need to look at our own selves, and we need to use our own emotions to ascend in this journey. So if you're angry or envious or sad or negative, then definitely there is lack of gratitude, and definitely there is something that you're not doing correctly in the mental reality, in the mental world. Deep inside, something is there that you need to figure it out, that you need to fix within. If you fix something in the physical world, it will not shift anything. Like if you are confused with distorted masculine and feminine energy within you, and you start changing your body parts outside, it's not going to really help you. You will still be in pain, maybe for some time. This is just an example. It's not for anyone specific, but it's in general opinion of things that I'm being noticing. People are still unhappy because they are just changing a lot of things in the external, and because of technology, and because of a lot of things that we have in today's world, even options, you can replace people also. You just have to go to the right applications and you can do that. So for some time we can get distracted, for some time we can feel like, yeah, this is fine. But very soon, which is what happens with the karmics, people go to the karmic relationship. For some time they're happy, but later on the same thing starts happening again. So we need to work on ourselves, and we need to just let go. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, if you want to go like into deeper things, you want to discuss deeper things in sessions, personal sessions, you want to do some very specific EFTs, and you can check out the description box. There's whole bunch of things that I do with people on one-on-one basis. You can do that. You can also get into single therapy or single reading session with me. The details are given in the description box. You have to write to me at the sunamoon@gmail.com if you're from India, because you need to get my PAYTM or GPAY details to book the session. If you're from any other part of the world, then the PayPal link works just fine. All right. So I hope these points help you out, and I hope that you find the wisdom and the knowledge, because this is a consistent practice. This is a journey where we need to practice regularly. We need to dedicate every day to this ascension journey, because ascension is a lifestyle. I will see you in the next video. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.